Information gathered by the Royal Parks website states that from a health perspective, canopies of trees act as a physical filter, trapping dust and absorbing pollutants from the air. Each individual tree removes up to 1.7 kilos every year. They also provide shade from solar radiation and reduced noise. Recent research shows that within minutes of being surrounded by trees and green space, your blood pressure drops, your heart rate slows, and your stress levels come down. From an environmental perspective, trees absorb carbon dioxide as they grow, and the carbon that they store in their wood helps slow the rate of global warming. Trees reduce wind speeds and cool the air as they lose moisture and reflect heat upwards from their leaves. It's estimated that trees can reduce the temperature in a city by up to 7 degrees Celsius. Trees also help prevent flooding and soil erosion, absorbing thousands of litres of stormwater. Trees host complex microhabitats. When young, they offer habitation and food to amazing communities of birds, insects, lichen and fungi. When ancient, their trunks also provide the hollow cover needed by species such as bats, wood-boring beetles, tawny owls and woodpeckers. One mature oak, such as the Holt Farm oak, can be home to as many as 500 different species. The children at Holt Farm School are aware of these things. They are aware of the fight to protect the tree. They're aware of the risks to themselves, and they're aware of the lack of voice that they have and the lack of protection offered to them by the local council. They're also aware that the developers have had the upper hand in law. None of the children have had their voices heard. Both Rachel and myself are on a team to address the child protection element to climate breakdown. We're investigating the contextual safeguarding amendments to the Children Act and believe that this model fits this case of the Holt Farm tree. We believe that the 600 children at the school are at risk of physical harm due to the proximity of the very busy and polluting road. The protection that the tree offers from the PM2.5 particles, which increase the risk of asthma and can be absorbed through the bloodstream and break through the blood-brain barrier, increasing the risk of developmental issues. We believe that the children are also at serious risk of harm due to the road development and the heavy goods vehicles turning into the development just metres from the crossing of this already busy road. One child has already been harmed while crossing with the current weight of traffic, which is set to increase due to the 600 houses that will be built onto the site. There is also the risk of harm to the emotional well-being of the children and the families who have sheltered under the tree whilst waiting for their children at the gates for several years. The tree has become a familiar friend to the children who have grown up noticing the protection that it offers. The children are learning about the climate emergency within the school setting and in the media. The urgent need to act to protect nature. We therefore believe that the children, on seeing it happening on their own doorstep and not having any power to change things, not even hearing their voices, increases the risk to their emotional well-being. They will be seeing this old oak destroyed and knowing the implications to their own health and well-being and that of the planet as a whole. Rachel is now going to offer some tips to parents and teachers on how to support children to cope with the grief attached to any loss.
There are currently major concerns about the declining access to nature for our children, and a growing body of research links a negative impact on our mental, physical and spiritual health and well-being. The natural world is currently under huge amounts of stress, unparalleled in human history, and unfortunately, children are now more likely to witness environmental destruction and hear more facts about the impacts to the environment from climate change, and hear also more about species loss. So how can we as adults help children to navigate environmental loss? How can we offer support to those children at Holt Farm Infant and Junior School who will return to their school after the coming half term and their beloved oak will no longer be standing? What support can we offer? 1. We can offer acceptance. Firstly, maybe discuss with your child their feelings to help them recognise they have them. Number 2, help them to remember. Then maybe create a memento or a display or maybe a photo of the tree they have lost to honour its memory, and to talk and share about what made the tree so special and discuss the memories of it and that it will live on with these memories. Number 3, empower them with some hope. When it is safe and when they have had time to accept the loss, perhaps reflect on what went well with the tree campaign and what in the future could be done to change these types of things, or to make them see the joy in thinking about the new trees that can be planted and the new trees that are growing. Number 4, talk to them about how the research is clear that nature can improve your mood and health and general well-being, and have a look for it. Have a look for nature and how it can fit into their everyday lives. Number 5, taking some meaning from the loss of the tree will help them to build resilience for future loss.
With the possibility that these feelings could be heightened by the fact that the tree protectors have been unsuccessful in their attempts to save the tree, the children have put their hopes and reliance on those adults to give them a voice. With the felling of the tree now due, we wanted to provide tips to mitigate the risks for children and to ensure that these feelings of loss and grief are acknowledged and supported.
Thank you for listening on what is Children's Mental Health Week. This film has been created for the purpose of supporting both parents and the teachers of all the children who attend both Holt Farm Infants and Junior School in Rochford, Essex, and all those children who live locally who are aware of the tree and its imminent loss. The film has been produced by local residents and climate activists Andrew White, Sarah Yap, local healthcare NHS social prescriber, and Rachel White, whose background is in educational, student wellbeing and support and safeguarding, and is endorsed by the Climate Child Protection and Safeguarding Group. For all inquiries, email climate.childprotection@gmail.com. We would like to thank all those who were part of this campaign, some often risking their well-being and health, sacrificing their own time and comforts throughout the winter, battling all weathers, some risking financial loss through legal proceedings, and to the Shoreham Poplar tree protectors for their continuous support throughout the whole campaign. The campaign must not be seen in vain and has been witness to what will be achieved when a community stand together. The fight for nature will continue.